What's up, everyone? Kevin Walsh giving you some updates here on the New York Sports Machine. Going to be talking the Knicks today. Now, recently it broke that the Atlanta Hawks are listening to offers for their star point guard, Jeff Teague. Teague has really become one of the more dangerous point guards in the league. He is looked at as one of the better point guards in this league. That position, though, has so many good players that he might not be considered the elite of the elite, but that is a guy who can definitely really help your basketball team. And the reason they're going to be listening to offers is because they have a young guy in Dennis Schroeder, the young German, behind him who I think they feel can step into that role. And also, Jeff Teague is a valuable piece, so if they can get some more pieces for Teague, put Schroeder as their starting point guard, maybe it will better their chances in getting to the finals. Last year we saw, they won the East, but once they got to that matchup with the Cavs, it was really, you could tell the difference in tier of those two teams, and maybe they do believe that they just need to add depth in order for them to compete with the Cavs. But what this means for the Knicks, who now seem like they could be interested in acquiring Jeff Teague, is getting a third star player, because you have Carmelo Anthony. He's obviously the superstar, the franchise guy, and then you have young Kristaps Porzingis, who has emerged. People love this kid. He right now is one of the biggest talks in all of NBA, fourth in jersey sales. I mean, this kid has really broke out, and it's not that he's necessarily dominating night in and night out, but when he first got picked by the Knicks, not many people knew what to expect, and a lot of people were doubting. I mean, that was obvious. But he's really now impressed. And I think the Knicks feel that they are maybe a piece away from being a team that's 3 games under 500 at the time of this video and 2 games back of what would be the 8th seed. Maybe they see themselves as a team that could actually compete for home court advantage. The change that Jeff Teague could bring to this team would be massive. I mean, you really think about right now the point guard position being controlled by Jose Calderon, who's just really up there in age and really should be coming off the bench for your team, and Jaren Grant, the Notre Dame kid, who can develop into a good point guard. But when he was at Notre Dame, he also did a lot of scoring, and I think that you can have Jaren Grant come in off the bench. He can control your offense, but he could also come in the bench and not have to worry as much about getting others involved, but kind of getting his own and finding others through that, because he is a player who's capable of getting his own shot. And I think that you can now get a little bit more out of Jaren Grant. And what it means for Jeff Teague is a primary ball handler who commands a lot of attention. It opens the floor up, and it can get Melo much better looks. It prevents teams from being able to close and double team as hard. And Jeff Teague, just being such a talented point guard who can really get to the rim, it requires defense to collapse on him, and then this allows Teague to get it out to Melo. And it also means great things for Kristaps Porzingis. Jeff Teague's 27. He's still a young guy, and he can really help and grow with Kristaps. They can get pick and rolls, pick and pop situations with Porzingis really being able to shoot it. I remember the Knicks have not had a good point guard in a long time. And I'm not even saying that Raymond Felton was one, but I remember when Raymond Felton was there with Tyson Chandler, and their pick and roll was very good, and it always would result in a Tyson Chandler alley-oop a lot of times, or a good shot for Raymond Felton. Well, I think the combination of Jeff Teague and Kristaps Porzingis could be much better. Porzingis has the size and the athleticism to go up in the paint and get those alley-oops, and Jeff Teague has that finishing ability to really, cause a lot of problems for team. And now you really can start to look at the Knicks as a team that, after the offseason they had, were kind of laughed at. And now with the way Porzingis has responded and the way Melo has really stepped into this leader role, looked at as a team that at least gains your respect. But now you throw Jeff Teague into the mix, and this could be a team that could be a really scary matchup for a lot of people in the East, round 1, and maybe if they get hot at the right time, might actually maybe make a bit of a run. I'm not saying we're getting to the finals or even Eastern Conference Finals, but it's definitely a much needed improvement. As I said, the Knicks have not had a star point guard in quite some time, and getting a player like Jeff Teague could be really big for this team. The one problem, though, is who do the Knicks have to give up and make this trade happen? That is still yet to be seen. But I think right now these talks should hopefully pick up for Knicks fans and for the Knicks, because Jeff Teague would be a great get. We'll give you all of the updates here on New York Sports Machine. Comment below if you think that this is a good move. If you're a Hawks fan, your thoughts on seeing Jeff Teague leave. But if you're a Knicks fan, what do you think about that move? Comment below, and we'll give you all the updates here on the New York Sports Machine.